something to laugh about. And trying to send that message, that clarity. Good people smoke marijuana. Good people smoke marijuana. Good people smoke marijuana. And the result of that is to give that away and create it, making it socially acceptable. Creates the demand, increased demand that results in people.
This is your new God speaking. Yes, I am alive and well, and back here in Hoboken, New York. And yes, here are my new commandments. This is gonna send you sinners straight to hell. Slavery is out. Hoboken, New Jersey is out. Sorry, friend, you're going to hell. Electrical outlets are out. Drinking water from glass sends you straight to the torture chamber. Use a faucet, you fucking troglodyte. We are the civilized voices of the people. We are the civilized voices of this. Polyester is out, lampshades are out, everything is out, everything's a sin. Breathing is a sin, breeding is a sin, Water is a sin! Sin, sin, sin! Only I'm allowed to tell time. Your watches are to be replaced by chipmunks. This is the voice of your creator, your lover, your mother, your fucker, your god!
just shoot a gun instead of wave a flag. If we could have them disagreements and throw them in the trash. If we could just eat each other and let our children freeze, then there'd be no world hunger and no mouths to feed. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. If we could just sing together in perfect harmony. Ebony and ivory is all the world would need. 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 It's all the world would need.
I was getting on a bus going to Nowheresville, Nevada, and in that double-decker bus there was a candy machine and a double-decker staircase. I walked up that double-decker staircase to my seat, seat B, between seat A and seat C. An old lady with a yapping dog walked over and sat next to me in seat A. 45 minutes later, a fat man with a leg of ham came and sat in seat C. We sat there on the runway, waiting to take off. Eventually, the bus trundled out towards Nowheresville, Nevada. Within 35 minutes, the fat man with the leg of ham turned to me and said very politely, "Would you like to buy a candy bar?" I shrugged, I stood up, and I walked down the aisle using my hands on the headrest to balance myself past the screaming children and the old sleeping people. I went down the double-decker staircase to the candy machine. They had candies with nuts, candies with caramels, candies with pretzels. I eventually chose a small candy bar that cost 25 cents and $3. A plain old chocolate candy bar that cost me $3.25. I went back up the revolving, double-sided, double staircase to the top floor of the bus. I used my hands and rested them upon the headrest so that I would not collapse into the laps of the children who had never been on a bus heading to Nowheresville, Nevada before in their life. There was an old woman who was drooling out her dentures and nodding off into oblivion. I finally arrived back towards the front of the bus as we went towards that never-ending highway to Nowheresville, Nevada, with corn and forest and Bigfoots populating the sides of the road. We trundled on. I looked at the fat man, he looked at me. I looked at the fat man, he looked at me. He patted his ham. I handed him the candy bar, the plain chocolate candy bar which cost me $3.25. He devoured it. I asked for my money back. He looked at me, I looked at him. He looked at me, and he said, "It is a gift from me to you, so there's no compensation."
You ready for this now? The moon is falling. The moon is growing. We lay down. Us astronauts of speed. Flowing, dancing. Dancing in our veins. The moon is twirling, and we are trapped, stuck on the moon. It has an atmosphere now. You can smoke in it. All of you, stuck on the earth, worship us. Us move and no. The stars are falling loose. The stars are falling loose. The stars are falling loose, the stars are falling loose, and they swirl, 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 swirl. The stars are freaking me out. Always wash your hands, or else the stars get into your mind. Pilot you around, pay your taxes, and fall loose. Us moon men are
Let's rock and roll. 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 Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Rock and roll and 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 rock and roll. Rock and roll, 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 rock and roll.
son Jefe. He tried to rob me yesterday. He thought he was a big boy, but he was just a little baby. He took my limbs, and he took my car, cause he's a little asshole. He took my car, cause he's a little asshole. He took my car, cause he's a little asshole. He wants to play with the big boys, but they don't want to be around him, cause he's known for diddling. He likes to diddle everywhere. Diddle, 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 diddle. Jefe went to the woods one day where he lived in sin. I wonder where my son has gone to. I put up wanted posters. I put up missing posters. I put up missing posters of my son Jefe. I put up missing posters of my son Jefe. I love him so much. I love him so much. I just want him to come home. I hope that he is sleeping. He is known to stay up for days. Cause his name is Jefe. He will steal your kills. 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 I just want him to come home. Here we go. Boogie it out, friends. Boogie it forward. Boogie it down now. Isn't that just groove, my friends? Yeah, can't you tell? Yeah, I like to wake up in different bathtubs every now and again. Doesn't even have to be a party, I just like to break into houses now and again. Right enough funky, you could say. Yeah, right enough to break it down. Yeah, can't you see it? Just come into your house one day and there's a full-grown man sitting in your bathtub, fully clothed, nothing weird or sexual or creepy going on. He's just living there. Maybe he has a toaster, making some breakfast. Night breakfast if you're one of those weird old nighttime bathers. Can't you tell? This is where we all live. And you're back. It's where we like to hold parties every now and again. And just boogies out. We boogie up, boogie all around. Boogie around your bed when you're asleep. Boogie with your mom, boogie with your dad. Boogie with your little dog too. Sometimes I even boogie with you.
that sound fancy? Oh yeah. Boogieing down in the bathtub right now. Come over sometime. We'll catch up. Might bring some toast too. Urine Destroyer, piss in my mouth, piss on my face, turn the walls yellow with your blow. Urine Destroyer, turn it the other way, out through your bum, fly me